here again. I am actually had a minute here, and I was just driving, thinking about a conversation I had the other day with somebody, and I was talking to them about, they were sharing with me some frustrations about having people give them advice, and when they basically they didn't feel like that person should be giving them the advice. You know what I'm saying? Melina Laverde, what's going on? I'm so stoked that you're on. So I always talk about my mentors. I always talk about, like, my mentor, Mary Gowdy, my mentor, Darren Heilman. I talk about, there's people in my life that I bring in close so that they can help shape me and make me better and better and better, right? And so I think you need that. I think you need a lot of people to be able to keep you on course and help give you input. I think there's so many, you always need somebody that's levels beyond you so that they can share their advice and their wisdom and so you don't have to make the same mistakes as they did, and you can basically, I love you, Melina, you're a rock star. So talking about mentors, and so, I think that people are generally good. Generally people are, they want to help. They're trying to look out for you. They're trying to help you avoid pain. They're trying to, sometimes they don't think that what you want is what you really want, and so they're like, I don't know if you really want that. I think people are generally good-hearted. They generally have, they in their mind your best interest, right? But sometimes you have these people that they listen to what you want in life. They listen to your dreams. They listen to your hopes and your desires and the way you want to design your life, and they steer you away from that. And they're like, you don't really want that because it's going to be this and this and this, and so you have these people in your life that do that. Thanks for the likes. You guys are awesome. I gotta say, those things going up in the screen, those things are awesome. And I know that's Josh Lamb blowing me up. So talking about mentors, talking about people, advice and that kind of thing, I just wanted to share some things. You need people around you that are farther along in life and in marriage, maybe in business, in their fitness results, in spirituality, and you need people that are levels beyond you that you can listen to. Sometimes you have people like our parents are good examples. Most of our parents listen to what we wanted, like our huge, big, audacious goals and dreams and passions, and they're listening to this and they're like, oh man, that's going to be a lot of work. Not many people make it. It's going to be a lot of pain, a lot of frustration, so they hear these things and they kind of knock them down, and they don't do it because they're like, out of malice or their bad intentions. They're trying to spare us the pain that they see is in our future. And I think that's true. That's how our parents go, right? But you know what? Pain is the number one teacher in life. And so when you've got these, when they're looking at this and they only see the pain we're going to experience, but I think a lot of times we've got to think about what that pain's going to bring, because when you work out and you sweat and you hurt your muscles and you're tired and you're sore the next day, and 3 days, you do one of Becky's sweat challenges and you just can't walk the next day, that kind of thing. When you do that kind of stuff, there's a lot of pain involved. However, your body changes and there's a lot of positive results from that. And I think that pain is the thing that we need. So when we're talking about people giving you advice, I actually have some advice for you. As funny as this is, that I'm giving you advice, talking to you about, taking advice from people. I would say that I've been pretty successful at collecting highly valuable people to speak into my life. And I'm not saying that I'm, that's no compliment to me. That's just I've seen these people and I've grabbed onto them. Jose Perez, you stud, you're one of them. So, these, he just got on, by the way, so in case you guys didn't see it. So, these people, you need these people in your life that are farther ahead. Like Jose Perez, I'll give him he's farther ahead in his business life than I am. We're about the same age, but I let him teach me things like crazy, as much as I can, and because I see what he's got, I want that for myself. And so when people are giving you advice, somebody's giving you advice on entrepreneurship, but they've never been an entrepreneur, you can be very gracious, but let that advice, filter through that and let that advice bounce off of some of your other entrepreneur friends and see if it fits. If somebody's giving you advice on weight loss and they haven't lost any weight themselves, then it's probably not really great advice. It's probably something they read somewhere or something that doesn't really have a lot of, So my advice to you and what I would suggest is that people, like I said, before I started all this, like I said, people are generally good. They generally have your best intentions at heart and they care about you. So they'll try and steer you away from the things that are the best for you, the things that are the painful, hard things, But you've got to weigh people's advice based on what their life has brought them. If somebody's got advice on, investing, but they don't own any stocks and they've never invested money, why would you take that advice? You would want to go to somebody who's successful at investing, and then you would talk to them about what they've done, and then that advice kind of carries weight, And so on the flip side of this, I would suggest if you're one of those people that's giving advice to people, that your life is a representation of that advice being true, because otherwise it's just you just should kind of watch yourself. That's just not that smart. But I've just heard this friend of mine, I was talking to him and he was telling me about how he just had a few people that were giving him advice on life advice, like where he should go professionally and how he should live, and what kind of his goals and what kind of plans he should have. And he's looking at these people and watching that they got none of this stuff going on for them themselves. He watched them bounce from thing to thing to thing, never sticking with anything, no real success, nothing to show for it, and they're basically a few years down the road, but they're in the same exact situation he is. And so I wouldn't want to take that advice from anybody. And so it's one of those things that I just thought it would be worthy of talking about and sharing with you guys, that take that extra step and be like, all right, this person gave me advice and it sounds good, but let me look at their life and evaluate a little bit and see if it actually looks like that advice has worked out for them. And if it hasn't, then look for somebody else to listen to who shows success in that area that you're talking about. Manny Lopez, what's up, man? Thanks for getting on. So talking about how to get mentors, right? So we talked about weighing out people and their advice and seeing if it's actually worth taking, right? When you find somebody that's really successful in something, and you're like, man, that person has it going on, they're like, I want what they have. Then my best advice, and this isn't from me, this is from my mentor, Pastor Darren Heilman. He actually shared this at a men's breakfast a few weeks ago, or a week and a half ago. And he said, when you get somebody around you that is a little bit farther in life, a little bit more successful, has a little bit, of experience. Thanks, Manny, you're awesome. So Pastor Darren was saying, when you find somebody like that, ask them questions and then shut up. And I was like, and I've heard him say that before, so it didn't hit me, but the room was pretty silent when he said that. You want to ask them questions and then not talk about what you know, because you already know this. You want to talk about what they know. You want to just ask them an open-ended question, which is a question that doesn't end in the open-ended, like instead of saying like, what color is your car? Blue. End of conversation. You would say, why did you choose the car? Why did you choose that car color? And then they would say, well, I chose blue because my room when I was growing up was blue and I love that color and it goes with my eyes and whatever. So open-ended questions, closed-ended, right? Well, he's saying that's what you want to do. So when you find somebody like that, I promise you, you will learn so much if you just ask them questions and then close your mouth, zip your lips, be done, and let them talk, because stuff will just come out and wisdom will just come out and you'll be like, man, here I am, and I just learned so much. And that's what I do with people. And so the other thing is, when you honor people's time, they give you more of it. So when you find a mentor that's worth allowing them to speak into your life and teach you and help you grow, you want to value and honor their time by making it very, very focused and very purposeful, and they'll give you more and more and more of it. And that's just how mentoring, collecting these people goes. If you're not the person that's always needy, but you're asking them questions, helping them minimize their time with you, but maximize the outcome of it, that will really make a big difference. So to close all this up and to share just what my talk is today, when people are giving you advice, weigh it against their life and their situation and their circumstance and their success and all that. And if the advice they're giving you matches their life and you want a life like they have, then take their advice. If it doesn't, then keep looking, because advice is free. Most people just hand it out like crazy. And so because of that, you want to be choosy at who you listen to. If you for instance, if you have somebody that's not that great with their kids, right? And their kids don't really like them, then why? Danny Bernal, I love you. You're so awesome. Danny Bernal is somebody to watch, people. So if you haven't followed her on Facebook, she's unbelievable. Huge inspiration of mine. So when somebody doesn't have a good relationship with their kids, why would you take parenting advice from them? That's the kind of thing we're getting at. So that's what I'll share with you guys today. You're amazing. I love you. Thanks for watching. Share this video if you think that it's valuable and you found this to be something that's helped you. Then share it with your friends, and maybe I can help them as well. I mean, it's not advice that's coming from me. It's coming from all the great people around me who have shared things with me and taught me a lot of stuff. And so I'm just trying to pay it forward and pass it on. So if you like I said, share with your friends. Danny Bernal, you're awesome. And I love you guys. Have a purposeful week. Have an awesome week. It's Monday. I posted this morning about opportunity. Opportunity is everywhere, and we can just crush it. We can just, seriously, there are so many opportunities around us, and action is the way to put those opportunities into